stories. I just want to inform that.
Just to tell our people that women can also contribute their own quota in the development of Ondo State.
I love listening to you. It's another time on Arabinrin'S on OS House Television. My name is Timileyin Falade. Yes, on this week's edition of the program, it's a special edition. Yes, dedicated to breast cancer and the Pink Month. Yes, in October. October is widely regarded as a Pink Month because it's a month where awareness on breast cancer is being done. It is a month where the survivors of breast cancer are celebrated. And of course, it's a month where those who died from breast cancer complications are actually honored. And that is why we're setting this Arabinrin'S Diary, this edition, to celebrate breast cancer survivors. And then this edition, we'll be talking to two people on the show. And then, but before I introduce them to you, I would like to say that the Ondo State Governor's wife, Arabinrin Betty Ayawakiridolu, is passionate about the cause of breast cancer because she is a survivor herself. In 1997, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she took the bold step to actually combat the disease, and she did successfully. And then she came up with an association which is called BRCAN, Breast Cancer Association of Nigeria, an association designed to actually create awareness as regards anything that has to do with breast cancer, so people would know what to watch out for, they know what to do to actually nip it in the bud. And then we have two survivors of breast cancer in the studio this evening. They're going to talk to us on the show to explain how it has been, how they've fared, and of course the experiences so far.
No one to tell stories. I just want to inform that.
I have in the studio Mrs. Fumilayo Oluwagbamila, a breast cancer survivor.
Good evening.
It's nice to have you. Join us on Arabinrin'S Diary.
Good evening.
And the second person is Mrs. Temitope Oye, a breast cancer survivor. Okay, yes, now let's just have your experience. Mrs. Oluwagbamila, how has it been?
Well, all glory to God first, because it's been God all the way. But I was first diagnosed 2014. And when I was diagnosed of breast cancer, at that time, I wasn't really too much aware about what breast cancer was. So it was my diagnosis that took me to do a little research on it. Everybody, we have Android phone.
Yes.
We check it, went through the treatments, everything. And at first, I was afraid. I was afraid of chemotherapy, not really surgery, no, the radiotherapy, but the chemotherapy, the side effects, and everything.
That is taking us to the treatment. Okay, now before we go to the treatment, now, you discovered you had it in 2014.
Yes.
You detected early.
Yeah.
Did you present early?
Yes. Let me say that yes and no. Why did I say that? The first time I saw the lump, I didn't really count it as anything because it was painless. it wasn't painful at all. But my husband kept talking about it. That, for me, this thing, I said, it's not paining me. That after some time, maybe it will go, maybe it's just fat cyst or something. He said, with all these things that we are hearing about breast cancer, I said, I beg, God forbid, that can never be my portion. But as God will have it, that's why I say, all glory to God. I had an accident and I hit my chest on the wheel. So I had to go for cardiography, and in the process, they had to scan the lump and went for the test for the diagnosis, and it was malignant growth. And the treatment commences.
Okay, now, aside the lump in the breast, what are the other signs and symptoms to watch out for to actually know if one is coming down with breast cancer?
That is where breast cancer, it's like a snake.
Okay.
It's subtle. It doesn't give any other symptoms except at the advanced stage. At the early stage, the only thing you look out for is lumps, or discharge, or discoloration, or changes in the shape or in the color of the breast. That's the only thing. It's even the lump is painless. So you don't feel any other thing. There is nothing I was feeling aside that there was that lump on the breast.
Okay, now to you now, Mrs. Oye. What were the signs and symptoms you saw that made you know that you had breast cancer?
Thank you very much. The only sign I saw is lumps. After seeing the lumps, I went to hospital and they gave me the advice of taking the treatment, which is chemotherapy, and I took some of it before the surgery.
Okay, thank you very much. Now to you, Mrs. Oluwagbamila. How relevant do you think early detection is to curbing breast cancer? Because I am aware of a young lady in Brecon.
Yeah.
She was diagnosed with breast cancer. She fought, but she lost her life. She lost the battle in the process.
Yes.
I want to say maybe she didn't present early enough. Peradventure, that was why she lost her life.
Actually, when you're talking about losing lives in the battle with breast cancer, there's so many things that are involved. Some die from the side effects of the chemotherapy. Some die from mismanagement from the health sector. Some died because they couldn't access facility on time. Like, maybe it's the same lady we're talking about, or another person who had surgery, took chemo, but couldn't access radiotherapy on time because the facility was not available. The only place that was functioning was a private hospital, which she will have to pay a whole lot of money, and even the little she did was a support from crowdfunding. So they couldn't afford it. So over the time, the lump came back. If she had done radiotherapy, it would have, kind of burned the site where the lump is coming from. But she couldn't access it on time because there was no money. So the lump came back. And by that time, it has metastasized. It has gone round. So when you're talking about early detection, yes, early detection saves life. But not only to detect, early detection with effective treatment. That is what saves life. Because it's very possible for somebody to detect early and yet not present early. There's so many women, especially in this side of the world, in Nigeria and even in Ondo states. There is what we popularly call ATA, offer. That is, it's an attack. It affects any part of the body. I've seen somebody that had a kind of a wound on the breast, and it was actually ATA. But not all. You understand? But to be able to differentiate which one is ATA, which one is cancer, you just have to visit the hospital on time and get treatment on time. And that is where our First Lady has come in to assist Ondo State women. Because one thing is for you to detect early, another thing is for you to get money to do your treatment on time.
So aside establishing BRECAN, which is just to create awareness of the breast cancer, she came up with a project called crowdfunding, where donations are welcome to actually help support people who want to get treated for breast cancer. So how has the crowdfunding been? And to you, Mrs. Oye, because you are a beneficiary of the crowdfunding.
Yes, thank you very much. I benefited by the assistance given to me financially and by Our Excellency and the wife of the governor, which is Arabinrin'S and also is happened to be the founder of the BRECAN Association of Nigeria. So he rendered assistance financially for me.
So the financial assistance was able to help you get yourself treated of breast cancer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Crowdfunding, so it's still ongoing?
Yes, it's ongoing, but I can say that it's at a discouraging level. Why did I say it's at a discouraging level? You know, these people, Nigerians generally, when we are in democracy era, we think everything should come free. The government should be responsible for everything. The government cannot be responsible for everything. It's not sustainable. What is the sustainability in that? BRECAN is 21 years. BRECAN has been before Mama became the First Lady of Ondo State. Yes. If she had started BRECAN as the First Lady, perhaps then, maybe it could have phased out. She had used government money, but she has been using her personal money, her own personal investments, support from people she knows and people she doesn't know, but those that just buy her vision, they'll be supporting her. And when she came on board last year, you know, so many people, oh, she's a survivor, oh, let's go to her. She must be able to help us. If she wants to use government money to treat a cancer patient completely, surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, the hormone therapy, at least the person will spend 2 million naira. So how many people can she give 2 million naira to? So that is why we have to come together. Everybody has to be involved. And she came up with this project of crowdfunding. So at the beginning, it was working well. You understand? People were, you know, maybe some people even joined the crowdfunding. Some people were even giving at that time. You know, because there is a place where you write your name, you write your number, you know, maybe to gain favor or something from her. And at the end of the day, maybe they continue to wait. And I don't know, because now I want to tell you that there are a lot of people waiting. And the money is not there. People are not responding. People are not ready to contribute. Some are even saying some dirty things. Like, you know, somebody has been running a program as an association for the past 20 years. She has run it for 20 years. Now she just became the executive wife of the governor of Ondo State. And you think it is that your 200 naira that will make her somebody that is already made. I used to tell people, if I go to them, I have the pamphlet in my bag. If I go to the police and say, hey, is she not the wife of, I say, this money is not for her. She's not a cancer patient. Then is it for me? I'm not a patient. But for your sisters, for your mothers, for your aunties that are suffering from
likely to come down with it. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the treatment. When you were diagnosed and then you commenced treatment, radiotherapy or chemotherapy, which one did you do?
I did all.
Okay,
everything.
All right. What support did you get from your husband and, of course, other family members?
If I tell you that I have the best husband in the world, it's not against him, or I'm not flattering him. Because for a man to leave his work, he was working in Lagos, we, the family, we are in Akure here. He just, he didn't even think twice. I think at that time, it was a wrong decision for him, really, because we later discovered that it was wrong for him to take that decision, because he just left his job and came down to come and stay with me, to support me emotionally. And that is why most women that die of breast cancer, that do not have emotional support from their husband, die. An incident happened in SSH, State Specialist Hospital, last year. The woman was there. The money was in a cupboard there. They just needed an injection for her. She was having a side effect from chemotherapy. It's unethical for health officers to go into patients' cupboard to go and pick money to buy anything, but there was no family members around, and she passed away. So I really had support from my husband, even from my children. Sometimes I remember that was the time I was like, I called them, I said, well, the way I'm feeling, it's as if I can't continue. It's like I'm dropping the burden, and my daughter said, no, mommy, you're going nowhere. Even my little girl was like, mommy, you can't die. Actually, Dolu's wife survived it, so you will survive it too. So, her being a survivor, in fact, an inspiration to me when she came on board. It was an inspiration to me, and it really helped me a lot.
Did you feel incomplete after your operation?
Oh, yes. That was the psychological trauma I went through. I had it. I went through it. But I thank God for Mama. Because when I went to see her and I started talking about that, she was like, please come off that. What do you mean? Will it have been better if you have lost your life and another woman taking care of your children? Maybe, doing so many, what about me? She told me her story, and, meeting her has done a lot in my life. It's worth more than somebody giving me millions. Because her has been an inspiration for me. And my relationship with her has exposed me to so many things. Now, before, I can't come out like this to come and tell you that I'm a survivor. No, I don't want anybody to know. But from her, she was able to help me to cross that.
So there's no feeling of inferiority.
I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I'm proud to say I have one breast. And you can see me, it's not showing because I have a kind of alternative. And I'm mother of my children. I'm the wife of my husband. I'm happy. And I'm an inspiration to so many others. Like when they came on board, when they were taking treatments, and Mama gave me that project to coordinate cancer patients, put them through. I'm sure if you ask her what she has gained from the monthly meeting we normally have at Brecan House there.
I'm still going to her.
In fact, I can't speak for them anyway.
Mrs. Oye, what activities has Brecan been doing for breast cancer survivors and, of course, patients?
The Brecan Association of Nigeria, I would even give the association another name, that is a Saving Life Association. Our mother has been trying for us to put in this association in all over the universe, and it's really helping those who have breast cancer. He formed another meeting that our mother here, Mrs. Oluwagbamila, is our coordinator. In that meeting, we meet and discuss many things that can help us accept beside chemotherapy or radiotherapy. The natural one and the medical one that can even made for ourselves, that can save our life. And she is trying for us, calling us, giving us advice, and if we see any sign in our body, we call her and she will tell us what we should do, and we do that and we gain from it.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Oluwagbamila, even though no one can actually say this is the cause of breast cancer, the fact that you're a woman is a risk factor.
Yes.
Any woman can have it.
Yes.
Now, what are the kind of admonition to people, to women out there, as regards checking out for breast cancer?
The only thing I can say is that the constant checking. Check your breast. Look for any change in the breast. Don't take it light. Don't just think that even if it's scratching you, go to the hospital. Because it is better you detect early and you get treated effectively, then you can be saved. Like what she was trying to say, like after taking the normal orthodox medicine, taking chemotherapy, radiotherapy and everything, there is need for maintenance of the body. Because cancer is a systemic disease. It's not caused by anything you are doing. It's just a disease of the system. That's why when you detect it, when they diagnose you, you go for immunochemistry. They take the sample and do the immunochemistry. They want to see what stage is the cancer, what type of the cancer, what drugs can be used, because there are different types of breast cancer.
Yes.
And they are at different stages.
I think there are 5 stages.
Yeah, no, I think 4. There are 4 stages. 4. It's 4.
0, 1,
Okay,
2,
okay.
3,
Well, I
4.
don't believe there is any stage 0. 0, that's it. Because when you say something in 0, it's nothing. To me,
According to doctors,
that is me.
it's
That is
still
me.
something.
Actually, we have stage 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B.
Almost 10
So
stages.
you can say almost 10 stages. But actually, the main stages, you understand, is from like, I don't know if that's 0, I don't know, you're saying it. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4. When it's at stage 2, the survival rate is very high.
very high.
The prognosis is very high. But when it gets to stage 3, stage 4, it's a game of luck. It's God, you understand, and everything is God. Even at stage 0,
Yes.
you understand. So the body maintenance, because if you just say, I've taken all the treatment, and you continue living your life,
Yes, there are
the
some.
body system that accommodated cancer will still come. The body will still come back to that system, and the cancer can still come back. Once you have cancer, it can always come back.
It can always come back.
Yes.
That's one thing I read
So
too.
that's what she was trying to explain there. So there's some other herbs, even ordinary bitter leaf, that we always overlook. It's good. Like Mama now, the first lady, she takes a glass of bitter leaf juice every morning. She told me, I adopted it. And
It's working for
it's
you.
working for me.
What are the
fruits?
other? Yes.
Other plants like this saint leaf, moringa leaf, so many other things, just for body maintenance, not for curing.
Not for curing, but for
Yes,
body maintenance.
For body maintenance.
Okay, because of our time, we'll have to go. But what are the eating habits that the doctors actually told you to stay clear from?
For me, my doctor didn't tell me anything about
Okay.
to
So
stay
you're free
clear
to
from
eat
anything.
everything.
But the risk factor is fat. Fat. So you have to avoid fatty food. You have to try as much as possible to avoid fatty foods, because when the lump is growing in the breast and it's so fatty, if the environment is very fatty, you will not be able to notice the activities fast.
What about sugary things?
Yes, also. Yes, although To some doctors, they believe that it's a myth, that it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But from my own findings and from my own research, we discovered that cancer feed on sugar. Like when she started the meeting, she said, "Oh no, I cannot do without taking Pepsi. Anytime I go to the market,
So what are the things
and
you're
I'm tired."
refrained from now?
I'm free from minerals, sugar,
Okay.
and Maggi.
Okay.
I always use locust beans, which is you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for being part of Arabinrin's Diary this week. Thank you very much, Mrs. Temitope Oye, a breast cancer survivor. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you very much, Mrs. Fumilayo Oluwagbamila. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
That's it on this edition of Arabinrin's Diary. Yes, breast cancer awareness. We always talk about it because early detection is key to its survival. Until next week, another edition will come your way on Resource Television. My name is Timilei Falade. Stay healthy.